You hold for those until the last second, don't you?
Sorry, did I
Anyways,
throw you again?
welcome to From My Mother's Basement, the show that basically celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And Michael, what have you been up to this past week?
Oh, this past week, what have I been doing? Oh, I know what I've been doing. I got, well, a couple things, actually. I got, learn to talk, Michael. Hello, beep, for that line.
And scene. No.
And scene. No, I got BioShock Infinite. So, due to an interesting birthday present mix-up,
Oh, yes.
I got BioShock Infinite, and that game will suck your soul. It's really cool. Let's put it this way. I played it up to the point where you get Elizabeth, and those of you who've played the game will know what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, she's a critical NPC. It takes you 3 hours to get to her if you do everything along the way. If you just burn your way straight through her, or through to her rather, you can do it in like probably 20, 30 minutes. But I'm one of these gamers that like to explore and enjoy the world.
Well, explore, join the world, or as in WoW, scorch earth everything.
Okay, that too. I am guilty of being Mr. Scorched Earth when it comes to WoW. I have to admit that.
I'll say it's a bad thing, it's just entertaining.
Oh yeah, well, and it's when we don't conflict with other party members. But yes, so I've been doing. I was doing some of that. Also, I watched something the other day, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Crap. Yeah. So I flatline. Go ahead. Your turn. What have you been doing?
Well, I was gonna say, people in the, who watching the stream may notice that Michael sounds a little clearer and fuller, and
Oh, you just want to talk about the sexy mic.
it's geek tech. I mean, come on.
That's true. So what I got, hang on, was that. This is an ultra sexy microphone. This is why I'm sounding as good as I'm sounding right now. And you don't see a headpiece on me now. So, yeah, I owe my dad big time for this one. This was my birthday present from my dad. So, it's, oh, my dad, I have to mention the evil stepmother as well, otherwise she gets mad if I don't mention the evil stepmother. Who's anything but, you know. So, yeah, so that's why I'm sounding as good as I'm sounding today.
Very nice. When I'm not attached to my computer working on a lot of stuff.
Oh, you're back. Wow.
Yeah, you got me back in WoW. Got me. I thought I was out, and then they pulled me back in.
Oh, no, you ain't escaping that crap.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
If we're in it, you're in it.
True. I was hoping to catch up on some games, but then I instead just sat down and watched anime. Then again, my time frame for playing games is like starts at 1 a.m. So, it's like, I could play this game, or I can turn on Crunchyroll.
In this case, I think the game's going to win in my choice, because the game's awesome. Dude, you have to get this game.
I will get it eventually. I'm too busy. The problem is, games are awesome. I love games. But then, like, a new anime will pop up on Blu-ray or DVD, or a new figure. Like, I have 4 coming in a couple weeks.
The $60.
I know it's worth the $60.
And there's new DLC coming out for it.
Yeah, damn it. Okay, fine.
You're welcome.
This whole enabling thing doesn't really go. Well, it's both ways. I can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's enabling who, Mr. Man? Anyway, so you've been doing that. You've been doing other stuff.
Yeah. But that's essentially it. But I gotta say though, there's some interesting things that have popped up across the net over the past few days.
This week actually had some interesting stuff. Yeah. What? By the way, I just went out to my truck before we started to get something. It's covered in ash.
Oh, the fires are that close to your house, or?
No. I don't think there are any fires going locally. I'm wondering if it's from Alaska.
No, there's the LA fire going on.
Is there still one going on?
I
LA?
believe there still is one going on.
Let's get ash from those. Huh. Okay. I was saying because you heard the volcano blew in Alaska,
Yes.
so I'm wondering if it's that. Because well, are you old enough to remember when St. Helens blew?
No.
Oh, you bastard! I remember
And I just aged Michael.
back in the old days, back when volcanoes actually meant something. Um, when Mount St. Helens went boom and blew away half its top. We were getting ash down here for. I mean, Seattle was covered in it. So was most of Oregon. We were getting literally. They had health alerts going for weeks because of the amount of ash that was working its way down to Southern California.
Wow.
Yeah, Nightstar's old enough to remember. And so Scott, but Scott wasn't in SoCal at the time. But anyway, so that's what I thought it was. But what is, you know what? I need to go find out what is near us. Go ahead and talk for a second.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic.
Talk amongst yourselves. The peanut, neither a pea nor a nut. Discuss.
Jesus. I was going to talk about this new cartoon series that
Oh God,
is going to start airing. Actually, I think the first episode aired yesterday.
And Westboro Baptist is gonna love this.
Oh,
Let alone every other right-wing nut job.
Well, let me put it this way. Before I jump into it or explain what the hell it is, let me just show the intro sequence.
Yeah, show the intro. And let the "it's a trap" things, begin. Yeah.
Yes, the series is called Shezow, and essentially you have a 12-year-old boy he calls himself very extreme, he likes to do sports and, stunts and whatnot. And he gets this ring that gives him superpowers. But in order to get the superpowers, it also turns him into a girl.
Let's see, Ranma 1/2, Bird of the Mighty. Let's see, what else do we got here? Yeah, no, it's let's steal from Japan, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's funny that actually made it past the pool of drowned Wonder Woman.
Oh, well played.
That's good. Well played. Well played. Yeah, I mean it's not a new idea Japan wise anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually made that here in the States and that it actually is going to hit air on something other than the logo.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be
like
on the Hub, home of Pound
be on
Puppies
the
and My Little Pony.
Applause to Hub for doing it. I just can't wait to watch all the backlash. I mean, it's already started, some of it.
Oh, and then remember, it's just started.
Gonna be all over this.
Go ahead.
Westboro's going to be all over this.
Oh, yeah, they are. But you got to remember, this is just round 2 of all this backlash because the U.S., or the Hub, is not the first station to actually play this.
Really?
This cartoon started airing last December in Australia. And so they've had...
It's an Australian import. Interesting.
And it's doing well over there. And I'll just say this. I've seen a few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good.
Is it?
I mean, there are... Without trying to be, blatant about the context of, yes, we're doing gender-swapping superheroes preteens, there are a couple jokes that they toss in there that are definitely for the adults that just go right over the kids' heads.
Well, don't be so sure these days. But
True.
The idea, I mean, let's ignore the fact that it's a cross-dressing child. Let's address the fact that it's a 12-year-old driving a hot rod that turns into a plane in a submarine. Robin didn't get away with that crap.
I was going to say...
Bruce would be smacking him upside the head.
He was a Teen Titans reject. I mean,
It must have been, but it's...
I love the fact that there's so much backlash and politics and drama over this series when the creators in a recent interview were like, we thought it would just be funny. We didn't think about anything regarding...
politics.
Yeah, politics. It's just a funny scene. It's kind of like going back to Ramen One Half.
Which is awesome in its own right.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't focused on, what's going to happen if the politics get into it. It was literally, this is a funny set of circumstances. We're going to go with it.
How do you adapt? You know, if you can't get wet without turning into get wet with anything cold without turning into a girl, how do you adapt?
I mean, all in all, I give this show massive props, or at least even tackling this, even if it's just in a comedic stance.
Yeah. The fact that they actually had the balls to make it someplace outside of Japan or Europe had the balls to make it, and that Hubs got the chutzpah to actually run it impresses me.
I'm just waiting for the cosplays.
There we go. That's better.
The cosplays will be epic. Or
oh my god! Like there aren't enough traps at cons. Move over, man, Faye. Move over, man, Yuna. It's Shezow.
I was gonna say move over, Sailor Scouts, but
Oh, Sailor Bubba? God, when was the last time we saw a Sailor Bubba?
2 years ago for me.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Must have been buried in concerts. Oh, wait, I was.
I thought it was just epic. We had to open up with it. I mean...
Oh, yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. I actually want to see it. If it's half as funny as it looks, I think I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, the animation style, I mean, you saw in the trailer and whatnot, is... The current trend is to use Flash animation for everything, which you have a base design, and then you can use that over and over again with little tweaks here and there, and it actually works, and it saves you a crap load of time and production and a lot of production time, I should state.
Samurai Jack was all Flash.
Yep. And I think it actually works well, given the way they utilize it, the action sequences, how they block everything.
Stilettos.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, did you also see the part that her lipstick turns into lightsaber? Yeah.
Which is a ripoff of Kitty Grade, or I'm sorry, no, not Kitty Grade, Yogen Kaisa.
Here's the crazy thing, is that if you go farther into it, it's not really much of a spoiler, but the sister knows about this, so it's kind of like
his sister makes all his gadgets from the intro,
right? So essentially, it's like his oracle for
oh god, what's the name of the character? Lucius Fox.
Lucius, yeah. But this ring was actually passed down generation to generation. So if this show gets a season 2, they're gonna go into the backstory of that.
That would be awesome.
Grandma and you have grandpa and dad and great grandpa all dressing up in spandex and now.
Oh man, the potential for this show is so epic.
I just have to say, massive props, and it is a fun ride. You guys gotta check it out.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
We are not above talking about cartoons here, damn it.
Oh hell no.
Or sci-fi stuff, or sci-fi fantasy when it wants to be, like Doctor Who.
Oh, speaking of which, apparently there is bad news, boys and girls. If you haven't heard it, this will be Matt Smith's last season as the Doctor. Technically...
I look at it... Go ahead.
Technically, if they were following the original canon of the series, this would be the end of the series because it's the 11th regen. However, they have a crutch they can fall back on.
Which they're going to.
I'm willing to bet you they're going to use it.
Which is? Can you explain?
Oh, well, it's kind of spoiler season territory for those who haven't seen it, but there's a point where River, in order to save him, sacrifices her Time Lord abilities and her ability to regenerate to save him. So in essence, the suggestion or the implication is that he will inherit her remaining regens. 12? I thought it was 11.
Nope, Matt Smith is the 11th Doctor.
No. Shocker in the chat saying it's 12 regens. Could have sworn it was 11. So, okay, then if that's true, then I'm wrong. But either way, they've got the crutch to fall back on beyond that.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you they do it. I mean, it's Moffat, for crying out loud. He loves planting payoff.
They're going to have to. I mean, and you got to remember, this is not going to be the end of Doctor Who by any means, even after the next iteration.
I'm curious as to what happened that he's leaving. Was it a Moffat decision? Was it a Matt Smith decision? I mean, he's got a good run. I mean, he didn't last as long as Tennant, but
Tennant lasted 5 years. Smith is going to last 4.
Well, Tennant lasted
2005 to 2010.
Okay. Well, that's technically 6 seasons.
Fine, whatever. But you look at it, and I will say this. I agree with what Will Wheaton tweeted when this announcement came out yesterday, or the other day.
Okay.
Matt Smith is not your bitch. When he decides to leave Doctor Who, the only thing you can say is thank you.
Yeah. No, he's right. He's right. And there's no argument there. But I actually kind of liked him. Although I've tried really hard to like Clara. And Clara, when she was first introduced, which was before she'd gotten the companion role, I liked her in that form. I liked Christmas Special Clara. Modern Clara, not that impressed.
Not much of a fan? Okay.
I know. She's Daphne.
Okay.
The modern time version of the Clara character is Daphne from Scooby-Doo. She's just getting herself into trouble and needing rescue.
I'll disagree with you on that.
I saw. Now, that may change in episodes beyond the ones I saw. But the first couple episodes I saw, I was not impressed with her as a character, which is sad because I loved the other iterations.
Okay. So, from what you've seen so far, that it's not so much. But how many episodes have you seen? That's the question.
3.
Okay. You should watch the remainder.
Yeah, I know. But I kind of lost interest at that point. You know? It's just, I tried to make it through it, and then it was just like I found myself finding it very hard to care.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way.
Of course,
I think you will change your mind by watching the remainder of the season.
Okay.
And plus, this isn't the end of Matt Smith Doctor Who just yet, because you still have the 50th anniversary special, which is going to feature David Tennant and Matt Smith. Sad to say that Christopher Eccleston declined the possibility of coming back.
But from what I understand, they're bringing back Davison, and I heard rumor of Tom Baker.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool to see Baker.
Believe it when I see it. It would be awesome if they did. But, I mean, I'd love to see Tom Baker at it again. And that's my doctor, okay? Y'all can have Eccleston, and don't get me wrong, I liked Eccleston, I liked Tennant, I like Smith. Tom Baker's my doctor. That's the one I grew up with.
Fair enough. For me, it's Tennant. So
okay.
But so we'll find out who is going to play the next Doctor at the end of the Christmas special later this year.
If it doesn't leak out ahead of time.
Well, the actor will probably leak out beforehand, but I want to see how they'll dress him, how he'll do his hair, how he's gonna, how his mannerisms are gonna be, because there was a drastic...
Will he finally become a ginge?
Still not ginger. I'm just putting this out there. You just put a green screen on set, and I can do the Doctor from here, and I'll be like, whoa, and yes, and Geronimo, and yes. I'm just saying I could do it. It could be amazing. An Otaku Doctor.
Oh, God.
Kind of let himself go through the years.
You know what would really be interesting, although I don't think they'll do it? Gender switch it. A female Doctor.
Other Doctors have, well,
there are female Time Lords, yes, obviously, and there's his clone daughter who's out there somewhere.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's River.
River becomes the next Doctor by fusing her consciousness with... No.
Too late. She's already in a computer somewhere.
Yeah.
Becomes a ginger, the show will never end. Ever, ever, ever. You know, the whole no soul thing. Nice. Doctor Who Taku. Nice.
Hey.
Nice. Well played. Well played.
I'll take that role in a heartbeat.
You will get a ring that turns him into his own female sidekick. You never know. Oh,
all
the
right.
chat's on fire today. It's good.
It's good times. I want to move over to talking about a Kickstarter. I've been on this
No.
Kickstarter kick lately.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like it seems like the past few weeks that every single week I have a new Kickstarter to talk about.
Because there's a lot of cool Kickstarters coming
There's
around.
a lot of cool Kickstarters, and this one that I want to show is called the Monkey Light Pro. And the reason why it's called that is because well, let me just show an image here. I'm going to scroll down a bit for it. So you see that, and I'll scroll down. Yes, it's a Kickstarter for a ring of LED lights that you can create whatever design you want. You can have GIFs or GIFs or whatever the hell you want to call it, rolling at any time, and it actually can be used for any design you want. You can use all the custom ones. You can use the ones that they pre-made for you. They even have the ability, like this one, adjusting to how fast you're going. If you're stopping, it'll create different designs.
Now, here's what I want to know. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome. But I want to get them. I want to get that same technology,
Mm-hmm.
a little smaller, and I want to put it on my motorcycle.
That's probably slightly higher in the RPMs than they were planning with this.
You strap it onto the spokes. It doesn't matter. And they can adjust for it, and I can have my damn light cycle.
Okay.
Because that's what it's all about.
Oh,
is
yeah.
making a light cycle.
Well, the problem with this
That insignia is into the wheel. Nice. Yes.
being price. Even though it's a Kickstarter, you normally are going to pay a little bit more than retail if these were coming out at that point, because you're helping fund the R&D and the production and all of that. For one of these is $500. If you want a dual pack, it's $1,000. There's no discount on that. It's still $995. So expensive. But man, if I had $1,000 extra lying about,
The fact that you can program it, I mean, especially if you can get creative with that, I mean, let alone the advertisement what the hell is wrong with my chair? Let alone the advertisement possibilities. It's,
oh geez, yeah.
you can have a lot of fun with it. And come on, Jason, what wouldn't we do with it?
Good point. There be the mind goes crazy with ideas.
Oh yeah. And not all of them are rated R. Just most of them.
Shush.
We shall not speak of these things.
If you guys are interested in checking out more about it or seeing what they're offering in terms of perks, you can just go to Kickstarter.com and search for Monkey Light Pro, or Mini Monkey as the username is called.
Mini monkey.
They went for a 60-day length instead of the usual 30. They're asking for $180,000, and they're currently at $132,000.
Ooh, they'll make it.
I think they'll make that and then some.
Yeah, they should.
Could you imagine in a couple years when it hits retail, how that's going to look?
It's going to be pretty awesome. I think I'm looking forward to seeing it. And like I said, I want to modify it and put it on my bike.
Good point. Yes.
I mean, it's amazing what you can do with zip ties.
This is true. Yes, I was going to go with Velcro, but zip ties work at the pitch as well.
No, Velcro is not going to work when my bike cruises at 90.
It'll work because it'll be a spectacular accident.
Not going there.
You know, me and Schadenfreude, we're like this, you know?
Yeah, Schadenfreude is a good thing when it's not me.
All right, shall we move on?
Yes, please.
All right. Intel came out with the new information about their next-gen CPUs. It's called the Haswell series. And their big thing this time around is...
Did they finally do the stacking?
Well, I don't know. I can't verify if they did the stacking just yet.
Okay.
But their big thing is the battery life that they're pushing. Like, I'll put this up. This is what they're claiming as an upgrade from last generation. For basic HD video playback, you're looking at an extension of about another 3 hours.
So it's a 30% improvement in battery management.
They're saying in some versions of the chip, it's upwards of a 50% increase of battery life. Now, that being said, these are all the projected figures that Intel puts out themselves.
Well,
So,
and that's also going to base on what you're running, and that's just the processor. Your video core, your video card is not that's not going to affect that. I mean, it's going to be a drop in your processor pull, but it's not going to be a drop in your overall system pull. Considerable drop, I should say.
true. I mean, if you're going to be doing heavy processor stuff like, playing video games or video rendering or whatnot, I don't know if you're going to see much of a difference in this one. I mean, it's nice the fact that these things are at the point where they're just sipping power. I mean, the Ivy Bridge used 20 watts. Haswell's are down to 15, if not lower. I mean, that's quite nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, and that's going to make life a lot easier. It also is going to make those of us who want to do multi chip. I'm not going to say multi-core because the chip is multi-core, but I mean, those of us who want to run dual socket boards for
Eventually.
our renders.
I mean, I think the biggest thing that they were pushing out of all of this, besides the whole battery thing, was the 40% increase in graphics performance. So, if you have one of these HT 5000 GPUs, they can play Tomb Raider playable at a 1366 by 768 around medium settings. Hell, it can play BioShock Infinite at about 27 to 30 FPS at medium settings. By itself, no external
Right,
video
without a
card needed.
Yeah.
I give them props on that at least.
Yeah, because it's basically they're basically integrating the Intel graphics processor onto the chip, so that's potentially handy. I'm looking forward to come out. The thing is, yes, I'm glad they're coming out with them, but it's not going to mean jack to me for at least another year.
Good point.
Because the prices are going to drop.
Yeah.
When these things come out, you're going to be if you want them that right out the gate, you're going to be paying through the nose for them. That's the way this always works.
Yeah, the lowest spec dual core i5 for the Haswell chip is going to be $200. And a Core i7.
And I'm not going. I say I'm going at least i7 6-core.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I'm wondering if this Core i7 4770K is the 6-core version of the Haswell. I doubt it because it's for 339. I think it's just a basic quad core.
It's possible.
Because I really want a 6-core. I'll even go 6-core Ivy Bridge if I
Have they dropped their nanometers yet?
I haven't looked into the details that much yet on it.
Okay.
But still, it's nice to see that the next gen will more power, more battery life.
One step closer to the atomic wall.
Just getting that little close.
Just a little step closer.
Okay. This is where we're speaking about technology. Let's talk about some old school tech. Specifically, old school video games. Michael, do you remember this game?
Oh, all too well.
Yes. You can't even really call it a legend because we know it actually happened.
Well, no, it is a legend, and it's the legend of the great craptastic video game.
Yeah.
Worst video game ever made.
And the higher ups, the company that made this game, I can't remember the life of me who it was exactly.
I want to say it wasn't Activision. I forget who it was. I think it was Atari proper, actually.
You think it was Atari? Okay, well, higher ups of the company decided, you know what? We are going to hype this game up so much, and to coincide with that, we are going to order and we're going to create more cartridges of this game than there are Atari 2600s in existence.
Because they thought it was going to be the shiz, yo.
And it turned out to be the worst
game in history. I mean, people were, but at the same time, that made it a collector's item because the game was hard as hell to find. Because what did they do with them?
Middle of the night, about 10 to 20 semi-trailer trucks were filled with the unsold
units.
And went out to the was it the New Mexico desert?
If I remember correctly, yeah.
And buried them. Well, the reason why we're talking about this is because a Canada-based film studio is going to be creating a documentary, and they actually obtained permission from the city in New Mexico that
Where these things are buried.
actually, yeah, Jose, where these things are buried, and they're going to excavate this. They're going to uncover that, and they're going to film the entire thing for a documentary and throw it up online. This could be interesting.
Why?
I know they're going to have
the documentary of it being the worst game in history, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Short of a EPA cleanup reason, why dig the shit up?
Because they can use the hype of the nostalgia in order to sell DVDs and Blu-rays.
And possibly the cartridges.
Well, I mean, the rumor is they were crushed before they were buried. But we'll find out eventually. They're going to be out there for a few weeks. They have the permission to go out there for, like, I think a month.
Mm-hmm.
And they better bring a crap load of jackhammers because not only were they crushed and dumped, but they were also covered in several layers of concrete.
Wow. They really wanted to do these things in, didn't they?
Atari did not want this thing found.
I've completely forgotten about that part of the story. Not only is this the worst game ever, we're not only going to kill it with fire, we're going to bury the sucker under concrete. We're going to Chernobyl this thing. We're going to give it the cement sarcophagus. And still its evil will not be contained because some group from Canada, stupid Canadians, have to dig it up.
They couldn't just leave well enough alone.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
we're going to call it a time machine.
I'm going to call it Pandora's box.
Because I wonder, what else did Atari possibly bury down there with it?
Yeah, really? Who? No.
Yeah. Who knows? But we'll find out sometime this year when the documentary is completed. All right. Michael, I know you love your motorcycle.
I do.
But would you trade it for an electric motorcycle?
No.
No.
I wouldn't trade it, no.
Would you get a second bike that's electric?
Yes.
Okay.
Depending on certain things, yes. Those certain things are cost and range. Though, since I know what you're about to be talking about, this might... It's got better range. Well, go ahead and talk about it. We'll get there.
This is going to be the Mission RS, shorthand for Race Special. Basically, the president of Mission Motorcycles wants to do for electric bikes what Tesla did for electric cars, which means grab as much money from the government as possible and run.
Not quite, but close.
But Mission Motorcycles have been pretty successful in terms of creating racing electric motorcycles. Like this one won the 2011 TTXGP Electric Grand Prix at Laguna Seca.
Mm-hmm. With room to spare.
Oh yeah. So it passed. You got in first place and it crossed the finish line. Second place didn't cross the finish line for another 39.98 seconds.
Oh yeah.
It just creamed everybody else.
Yeah. It's a fast, sexy beast.
And to, like I said, go on with their motto of trying to be like Tesla, they're going to create a street version of this bike. It's it has a decent range.
Dude, it's the range on this thing. I mean, they're speccing the range at 200 odd miles, which most. Okay, let me clarify this. Most non-touring bikes, so like your Goldwings, your Harley Cruisers, your Kawasaki Concord, they don't count. We're talking street crotch rocket bikes here.
Yes.
Mine has a range. If I top it off and I go to vapors, it's got a range of about 140 miles.
Okay.
I pushed it to 145 once, never again. I was a scary ride. But so it's I mean, most of your cafe racer type bikes don't have a 200-mile range.
True. And you would
So
think. Go ahead.
that alone is impressive.
I also dig the fact that the way they're going to charge the batteries, for in terms of a quick charge, it'll charge it in 2 hours. Which,
Which
given
kind of compensates for the range, but because you have to wait for it to charge.
Yeah.
You can't just plop gas in it and go.
Mm-hmm.
They need to make a hybrid.
I would not be surprised if that's something
That would be
in
awesome.
the
A
future.
hybrid bike would be cool.
Well, I mean, it can do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, top speed 150 miles an hour, some decent specs for the bike. But let's get to the nuts and bolts of it. The price.
Yeah.
This is going to be $60,000.
Which realistically isn't bad for what it is.
True.
Considering a Tesla car is upwards of 150.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for the base model.
Yep, good point.
You want it tricked out, you're looking at $250,000.
Although I do like the fact that, I mean, the bike has a custom OS, so it has cameras on it, so it records everything. So you can has a GPS, so you can record your laps. It also will showcase a video of your lap with the telemetry and power usage mapped over that. If you
And it's
want
an
that.
MP3 player, because everything's an MP3 player.
I would not be surprised. Well, actually, no. I just been confirmed. It includes Bluetooth functionality for both iOS and Android devices. So yes.
It's a Blu-ray player or an MP3 player. Though that brings up a funny story. I don't think we talked about this on the show. When Car and Driver was testing, I know you've heard the story, but when Car and Driver was testing the Tesla for speed and performance, they couldn't run any of their specs on it because it had a governor on it that wouldn't let it go above 60 miles an hour. So they couldn't do a top speed test. Or no, I'm sorry, couldn't go above 70. So they called Tesla and said, hey, we really want to do it. We want to get you your specs and everything, but the car won't let us. You need to fix this. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go let me talk to the engineers. We'll give you a call. We'll let you know what's going to happen. The guy doing the article is thinking, oh, it's going to take, a week to get the information.
Mm-hmm.
On a whim, they ran it again 10 minutes later, and the sucker clocked 120. And they're like, what the hell? They get the call back from Tesla. Yeah, we just forced a firmware upgrade through the cellular connection. You should be good to go now.
Which was...
Oh my god, that's awesome!
It's awesome, but at the same time, makes me wonder if I could jailbreak it.
Jailbreak it, LoJack. I mean, what was that movie, that stupid Baldwin, Cindy Crawford movie, where they jacked the car and they shut it down through its LoJack?
I have no idea.
The point is, yeah, if you can hack it, I mean, also what's to keep the cops from finding out your car ID number and sending a kill command?
True. Not to mention, you got to think one of these over-the-air updates may have a problem, and while you're just about ready to pull onto a freeway and it's like, receiving update, and then bricks the car.
It wasn't Tesla. Well, actually, Tesla did have a similar problem. It was a glitch. I don't remember if it was an update glitch or what, but they had like 30 of their cars break.
See, it's funny that is a thing now in real life, is that you can brick a phone easily, but now you can brick your car.
Yeah. Hello, AAA? No, I don't need gas, thanks. I need a really long extension cord.
Oh no, I was gonna say AAA will start carrying thumb drives with backup OS.
Yeah, with firmware backups. Oh man. That's what will happen on your little sensor key to start it. It'll double as a firmware backup key.
It'll have to for something like that.
Plug it in and it refreshes the BIOS.
Okay. Well, since we've been on this tech kick all episode, I think we should end on a very, very high note that both Michael and I have been drooling over since the announcement. Asus released this image before Computex, which is big tech convention in I think it's in Taiwan or Taipei, or I forget what it's called.
Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan. Here's the picture. It's a where you look at it and go, okay, it looks like a regular widescreen monitor.
It's a good looking monitor.
Yeah, it has a decent base, which I would rip off anyways and put it on the wall.
I found it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason why we're interested in this is there are going to be two versions of this monitor: a 31.5-inch monitor and a 39-inch monitor.
Which in and of itself is awesome.
But then we get to the awesome part of this. It's a 4K monitor.
Oh yeah.
3840 by 2160 resolution.
Oh yeah. I want so bad. I want to edit my videos in native resolution. And still have plenty of room for layers. Oh, I so want this monitor.
Oh yes.
Or I want to play BioShock Infinite or WoW or insert kick-ass graphics game here at ungodly 4K res. Who cares if I need three quad SLI system? I want to do it.
Yeah. Now, it comes with the usual things that Asus would attach to their monitors, which includes built-in stereo speakers. It's connected via DisplayPort or HDMI. Well, in this case, dual HDMI inputs, so you can actually have, because of the resolution, picture-in-picture support. So you can literally have your computer full screen, and then have like your PS3 hooked up to it, in a small picture-in-picture, still 1080p.
Yeah, no, and so you could be doing your thing, and still, I can't tell you how many shades of I want this thing is.
We will find out.
The 39-inch version?
Yeah, a 39-inch model. This would be so nice. I will replace my monitors for one of these. And because it's Asus, they're usually known for trying to bring good value for money. They're kind of like, I would relate them to like Vizio.
Yeah,
Vizio has
pricing is going to be decent for what it is.
Yeah, it's still going to be hella expensive, but
especially at first.
And we have no idea what the price is just yet. We'll find that out next week. But
that's what scares me.
39-inch 4K monitor. It's become a reality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if they can get that, hello, Michael would like to talk. What I would like to see are the specs on refresh rate. 4K is great.
8 milliseconds.
8 millisecond refresh. Mm-hmm. So it's not quite up to current snuff on refresh rate.
Yeah, like my monitors are 2 millisecond, but then again,
but give it time. This is
exactly.
Gen 1 you're talking here.
Mm-hmm.
Figure come Gen 2, Gen 3, you're down to 3 or 4. You're down to 3 millisecond, 2 millisecond refresh time without smearing.
Not to mention, you're going to need one hell of a video card to power this thing.
That's coming up, though. I mean, it's getting to the point where you can do that, but you're right.
I mean, I think my current video card...
You know that extra graphics processing stuff that the new Intel chips have?
Yeah.
Guess where that's going.
Awesome. I will definitely tweet and put on Facebook and everything when we find out what the price is for this, because...
Yes.
If it's sub $1,000, I will probably consider saving up for it. I won't be able to buy it outright, but I will save up for it. You'll wait till second gen, Michael?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till at least second gen.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap up as we always do, Michael.
That's how I ended up with my 120 hertz monitor, as opposed to my 60 hertz monitor. I don't get smear because I waited 6 months.
Okay, fine. You made your point. With that, Michael, what have you been watching?
Didn't we do this at the beginning? Oh, you said, what have I been doing? That's right. Yes. My bad. Not a lot, actually. I haven't been watching a lot because I've been really, really busy this week. With between work and prepping on the new project on my end. Though I did, and I need to talk about this now, I went to REI yesterday. The new REI that they just opened in Oxnard. Mm-hmm. Among the awesome stuff I found is this? Yes, that's right, boys and girls. Maple bacon chocolate bar. So yummy. Oh my God, this is yummy. And later on tonight, we decided we're going to do a new segment. I don't know if it'll be part of the show. It'll be a segment as the show. Since we're in summer and people want to go camping and stuff, we're probably going to come up with a new segment, and we'll demo it after the show, called "I Ate What," where we do things like buy a bag of freeze-dried chicken teriyaki with rice or whatever, and we're actually going to make it on camera and taste it on camera so we can find out if it tastes good or tastes like crap. Think of this as the next evolution of the drinking test thing we used to do on that other show that doesn't exist.
Drink of the week.
The drink of the week. And no, we are not going to sample MREs. I know what they taste like. They're crap. I'm not that much of a masochist. So we'll be starting this.
Yes, you gotta stay tuned for post show for that.
Yeah, probably post show or later tonight, because I just found, because don't remember we had that meeting at 7:30.
We do. Yes, true.
So that's what I've been doing, and this chocolate bacon. Oh my God, dude, you've got to try this next time you're up here.
Which hopefully will be next week.
We are buying a bar and letting you try some because it's yummy.
Awesome. As for me, what else do I usually watch? I watch Defiance and I watch some anime. And Semafugu in the chat has been, for the past week and a half, has been telling me catch up on Flowers of Evil, Akunohana.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And then I finally did last night.
And?
Oh. You know, when I talked about the series, I was hoping that it would be an expression of watching someone start losing their sanity.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, dear God, yes.
Oh, something I did read. I did read, and it's not here, it's in the other room.
Uh-oh.
A graphic novel that had been highly recommended called Red Sun.
Michael, Nikki talked about that a couple weeks ago when she was on the show.
Did she actually review it?
She
hasn't read it yet.
She hasn't read it yet, no, at the time.
No, she has now, and so have I. But it's actually an interesting, if somewhat paradoxical, concept.
In Soviet Russia.
In Soviet Russia, Superman watch you. Yeah, but that's the whole concept, is what would happen if Superman, instead of landing in Smallville, landed in Russia.
Exactly. It's a cool idea.
It's a great concept. I mean, the excuse to bring Batman into it was kind of lame, I thought. But there's a Russian Batman.
Why is there a Russian Batman? Because
the head of the KGB decided to kill his parents as part of an ethnic cleansing.
Okay.
But didn't kill the kid. Yeah. So, that's how the Russian Batman gets made. Complete with the floppy ear hat. I mean, he's Batman, but he's got, the I forget what those stupid hats, those Russian furry hats with the bat ears.
Who was smoking what when they decided this?
There's an interesting twist at the end of it where the paradox kicks in. That at that point, in my opinion, the ending jumped the shark.
If they haven't done that already with the plot.
No. Well, it's a what if. I mean, it's a what if concept. It's a what if Superman had landed in Russia instead of the States.
Okay.
And it's actually good because he wants to help people. He wants to do the right thing, but he was raised under the communist viewpoint instead of the capitalist viewpoint. So it's actually, parts of it are really good, and there's some really telling aspects, comments on modern foreign policy. But at the end, it's just the ending totally jumped the shark, in my opinion.
Okay.
It was. I'll tell you off camera later if you really want to know.
But, all right.
Oh, But yeah, so I read it. It's good. It's really good, but the ending's kind of scary.
It's for some reason it kind of reminds me of this comic that's a joke comic that's been going around of Batman getting annoyed with Robin. Didn't specify which Robin. About how he's being
where he
annoyed.
backhands him?
Huh?
The one that the meme where he backhands Robin?
Well, this is just a fan drawn comic.
Oh, okay.
And Robin's running amok in the Batcave, and so Bruce turns to man, I'm horrible with names today. The butler, Alfred, and goes, "How do you handle kids, Alfred?" He responds with, "Well, Master Wayne, the last time I had to deal with an annoying kid, I had his parents killed."
Wow.
And on that note, I think we should probably end.
Probably a good idea.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Stay tuned for post show, and we will probably have some more information about the new segment later on. And that's about it. So for Farmer Miller's Basement, I'm Jason.
And I'm Michael.
And we will see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye, guys.